Have you ever dated a total deadbeat?
Yummy.
What about had a deadbeat landlord? Because it's pretty much the same thing. It's a relationship that you put into and you give into, but you never get anything back. Today's video, we're going to talk about the top 3 ways that you can avoid getting stuck with a deadbeat landlord.
Ducommun Properties, let us find you the perfect home here in Joplin, Missouri.
The third way to avoid a deadbeat landlord is probably the easiest one to spot, the first one that you can spot off the bat, and the one that's going to save you the most heartache in a tenant-landlord relationship. And that's going to be the landlord's screening standards. First of all, a good landlord should have their screening standards published, or at least let you know that they have screening standards. If they don't let you know that they have screening standards, ask them, what are your screening standards? Screening standards should definitely include for a minimum credit score and minimum income level relative to the property that you're applying to rent. If the landlord can't give you these, that is a surefire red sign that you may be getting into a bad tenant-landlord relationship. Other screening standards could include things like work history or a criminal background check. Because otherwise, if you get red flag things from a landlord like, oh, we feel pretty good about tenants, or we get to know the tenants and then we accept them, that's going to tell you how the landlord's going to treat their maintenance practices and other things when you have a problem later on, that they're going to come and get a feel for the maintenance and see if it really needs done or not. No. First and foremost, you want to know that your landlord holds minimum standards right off the bat, so that way you can know that they're going to hold themselves to minimum standards once you establish the tenant-landlord relationship. Number 2, maintenance practices and procedures. Ask the landlord, who do you partner with in maintaining your home? What maintenance practices and procedures do you have in place? Because being a landlord is a difficult job where you have a lot of equity invested, and if your landlord doesn't have professional people that they're in an ongoing relationship with, there's no way they're going to be able to keep up with the requirements of maintaining the home that you're paying them good rent to live in. Red flags could include things like loose answers with vague things about we have a large team in place, or vague answers about how we respond very quickly to any kind of tenant requirements. The margins on most single-family residential rental homes aren't high enough that a landlord's going to be able to successfully maintain a day job and respond to all your concerns all on their own without a team in place and without professional policies in place. The number one thing that you as a tenant can make sure that you're not getting in with a deadbeat landlord, ensuring that they ask their tenants to carry renter's insurance on the property. This is the sure sign of a professional landlord, because renter's insurance doesn't really do anything for the landlord, but it does everything for the tenant. Most renter's policies are very inexpensive. They're $10, $20 a month in my personal experience most of the time, and these will cover all of your household goods in the event of a catastrophic event. Also, when you're renting a single-family residential home, when there's a catastrophic event such as a tornado, hurricane, or earthquake, there's other displaced families in the area as well. So rents are going to go high, hotel rooms are going to be hard to come by, and it's going to become very expensive for you as a tenant to live in the event of a natural disaster. With renter's insurance, however, not only are all of your household goods covered, but also the cost of your relocation during recovery from that natural disaster is going to be covered for you as a tenant. A professional landlord is going to recognize the concerns that natural disasters and other catastrophic events have for their tenants, and they're going to strongly encourage their tenants to get renter's insurance. I hope you enjoyed this video. That's the 3 biggest ways that you can identify a deadbeat landlord and how to avoid them before you even get signed up for the lease on their house. If you have any questions, concerns, or you have any comments about what else can I be looking for in a landlord, feel free to leave them in the boxes below and I'll get back and respond on those. Once again, thanks for trusting Ducommun Properties and Peacher Properties for your housing needs in the Joplin area.